So good morning guys, how's it doing? I hope you guys are doing well. So let's following up with our lab. Now we have the ACP configured. So for example, this device here, it's able to go to espn.com, for example. It's able to go out to the internet. And if you come back here and go, so what we did, we enabled some internet access for ICE FMC and the AD, and also for all these networks, all the management IP address of these devices. So they should be able to go out to the internet, right? One thing that we should do here to be more secure is try to close more this traffic. So let's check out what we have here for the internet traffic, and let's check what else you can do here, right? So let's go here. We are blocking from inside to outside. So on the servers, it's possible for example to go to facebook.com, because I'm not specifying that on the ACL. So what I will do, I will add the the 10.1.1 network here, and we can have this blocked. Also all the social media will be blocked. We don't want, for example, from an administrator accessing from the server and going out to Facebook or something else, because for the clients it's okay, we already did it, but let's block this also for the servers. Okay, let me add it here. So internet access, we have these guys going out to the internet with HTTP, HTTPS, and DNS. We can also do another block here. For example, let me copy this and paste below. And let's do another kind of block here. Let us do, for example, coming from the inside, going to outside, same network. And let's do block non-geo. So let's get, for example, under networks, geolocation, and let's say that we consider some of these sites, for example, China, Hong Kong. I will get another one here just to make a Oman, and these sites can be like known as this geolocation can be known as let's say known categorized as malicious, right? So if this is categorized as malicious, we can add it to the destination. For example, Hong Kong, Afghanistan, Azerbaijan, just for testing, guys. This is not something true, right? We have attacks from many countries every day. So let me get another one. For example, let me get some in South America. Let's say that we don't want to access, I don't know, sites from French Guiana. What else we can do here? Oh, we didn't configure the users yet, but I think for this case it doesn't matter, because you're getting the whole network here. Let me see other thing here under the security group tags. Let's see. Okay, you already have integrating. So basically, when we're going to start to authenticating the clients with ICE, we can deliver some tags to them and apply some rules based on tags, not based on network. And that's awesome, because we don't need to worry about the network. We just need to worry about the security group tags. I will talk about that later, but this is one of the good features that we have integrating ICE with FMC. We'll keep the ports as this 443, right, and 80. So if this is the ports, Okay, what else can I have here? I don't have NTP. So what we have here? Let me save this, and I'm doing block with a reset just to show to the client here that the connection was resetted. Oh, and I forget to remove the applications, right? We don't want to get this. We want to block the location, so I'm gonna remove these ones. So basically we have inside going to outside under these two networks. If the destination is one of these locations, application, there's no application, but ports we are using HTTP and HTTPS. It's not possible to inspect that because we are blocking, but we are doing logging just to make sure that we can check that under the FMC GUI. Okay, let me save that. There is a warning here. Let me check what is that. Enable categories for encryption with okay, let's enable that. Since we are doing geolocation, we need to enable the TLS also. What else we can do? Under the advanced, there's no much we can do it. Usually there is also a recommendation that we only change some things here if Cisco asks us to do it. So basically I never had to change something here, but under the logging we usually have syslog server or IPS settings, firewall settings, and it's just about logging, right, to have more information about the what is happening. HTTPS response, we can do this, the system provided. Basically this is when we access some HTTP site and this site is blocked, we can use that option, block with interaction, and the client just need to say, hey, we send a message to the client and say, hey, you know that site is not so good, do you really want to continue? And then the client should click continue to access. I will show that to you guys also. So basically we have more one block here. We have the HTTP keep working with the default balanced and security for the IPS. We have connectivity from the inside to outside, going out to the internet. So let me deploy this, right? Let me deploy this guy here, and we will have all this information on the FMC, on the FTD itself. So let us deploy this, no comments for that. And another thing that I want to show you guys that comes on this new version is this, the Health Monitor. It was a little bit difficult on the on the other versions. So to check the health of the nodes, for example, how the node is, how is the CPU, how is the memory, how the traffic is going, if I'm getting, for example, too many connections. So basically on this new version we have a great dashboard. I know that in 7.1 or in 7.2 apparently there is more new things here. It's getting better and better. So basically what is we having here right now, for example, we are having one critical. It's related to the security intelligence, so download file does not match expected checksum. So it tries to download the security intelligence from the Cisco site, but it's failed. So as you can see, the checksum doesn't match. So basically this runs at each 5 minutes. So I will do run out right now, and let's check if you're gonna try again to connect to Cisco Talos and download the security intelligence steps. Let's wait a little bit for that. But as you can see here, this is the only problem that I'm having right now. So, and that's awesome to check something like that. For example, we can have that the MongoDB is okay, the disk manager is okay. This is the critical process that FMC has. And basically what we're gonna do right now, we will configure two policies, one for the FTDs and other for the FMC. So basically now both of them are using the same policy, and I'm gonna create a new one, and we have some difference between what kind of health policy I will have it for the FMC and the other one for the FTD. So I will create a policy here. I could also, let me see if I can duplicate this one. No, it's not possible. So let me create a new policy. This is the default one, as say initial health policy. I should copy. I will copy the default health policy. I will call it FMC health, FMC health policy, and that will be the one that we are gonna use to check the FMC. So I will go to it. Let me edit here. Click on the pencil. So basically we have a lot of let's say features or items that we need to check. So for example, the policy runtime, as I said, the default one is 5 minutes, and the runtime interval is 1 minute. So we can change that. Usually I leave the default. So AMP connections. So for FMC, we really want to FMC to check if the connection with AMP Cloud is good. So I'm gonna enable that. AMP threat security status. It's another solution from Cisco, and we can integrate that with FMC. AMP for endpoints, AMP for firepower. So that's good because we need to know, right? The ASP drops, I would say that it's more related to the FTD, not to FMC. It's not statics, I think we'll say the good one. Appliance hard to beat, it's good one because we will have 2 FMCs. Automatch Key Bypass is also good because this is related when the IPS failure, for some reason, there is an option to say, hey, bypass the IPS and let the traffic pass. I will talk about that later. Backlog status I think is good. CPU usage is off for this FMC. I will enable. This one is default. We only change the thresholds. Snort uses also. CPU uses. Card resets I don't think is needed for the FMC. Chassis status for FTD, we don't need that on the FMC. Cluster and failover status, we will need that because we will have the high availability for FMC. Database we needed, memory allocation we needed, connection statistics we needed because we saw that on FMC, not on FTD. Deploy configuration. So we have a lot of stuff here. So I cannot go with all of them, but let me go with the main ones. So FTD HA status off for the FMC. Host limit, I think it's good one to have it. ICE connection status is good. Interface status is also good. Let me grab another one here. For example, MySQL, it's here. Security intelligence is also here. Snort identity memory, it's good one. So we have a lot of options here, a lot of items to enable or disable. I will keep the other one. For example, VPN status is good. We will check this here. Let me see if I found another one that we can disable. Helm is good because we have the integration with Active Directory. And what else we can have here? Okay, I think that's it. Let me save this. And sometimes this just take time to load. And to apply that to the FMC, we click it here on this icon to apply. And it's gonna open and ask you, hey, select which device you want to apply that. So we're gonna apply that for the FMC and apply this. This takes some time. So So basically not yet, as you can see here, none. Let me just refresh this page before do it again. Here we go. So FMC is using this health policy and FTD is using this one. Let me change that. Let's do the same for the FTD. So let's call this FTD health policy for FTD. So it runs the time interval 5 minutes. AMP connection off, thread off. There's not the FTD that connects to this device. It's only the FMC AMP for firepower status. This one no, this one yes, advanced yes, appliance RTBT yes, because we're gonna have the HA CPU usage. Sometimes we need to disable that, so just turn off, because most of the time, at least on all the versions of FTD, they use all the process. So if the appliance has 10 CPUs, it use the one until 9%, then start using the other one, and then so on. So depending of the environment, depending of what we want, we can have a false positive here, but let me do this and we can check that together. What else? So FMC access chains, we don't need that here. FMC HA status, we don't need that here. File system integrity, we need it. What else you can have here? Host limit is something that we see on FMC. The IC connection is also FMC, so this doesn't matter to the FTD. Memory usage is good. Memory data plane is good. Snort is using. NTP for the FTD, I think it's good. What else we can have here? I saw something related to smart license. We don't need that because FMC, it's the device which connects to the smart license. Security intelligence, we don't need that. It's FMC thing. Time synchronization, it's good. What else? VPN statics, it's also good. We can check that on FMC. Let me see if I can grab another one. Host limit, I disable. Health Monitor process. Nope, we don't need this one because it's the Health Monitor process runs on FMC, not on FTD. I think it's just this. Let me save that and exit. It is already applied. And let's go back to let me just apply. So apply to this guy here. And we go to the monitor just to check how that's going. It runs at 5 minutes. So let's check right now. So FMC is still in issues with the security intelligence. I need to check that later because this FMC has internet connectivity and that runs automatically. We don't say to FMC, hey, download from this file. It does that automatically, but it fails to check some. So I need to figure out that. But if you click it here, FTD, it's awesome. That's what I want, what we want as administrator. That's what we want to check every day. So everything looks good. So the Snort process is good. CPU is good. So this will take time because I just enabled that. The memory use is good. So, okay, we are using 3.32 gigabits. The maximum for the Snort was almost 5 gigabits. The system used is this. So the total is this orange one. The use is this one. So we are good in this. The deploy configuration was good also. So that's something that Cisco bring on version 7.x, and I think it was a great increase because, for example, we can have two monitors, big screen under the NOC room, and the guys can can check this monitor page every day and say, hey, there is an issue, we have the ASP drop is increasing a lot, the snort process is getting stuck, we have more than 1 million of connections. So that's one the things that we can check under the health policy monitor, and that's one of the new things, as I said. So let's go back to FMC and see how it's going. So we have now some process for the CPU, so we are good on that. Memory, we are almost reaching the limit, but we don't reach it yet. So connections, we have a little connections here, we have events rate. We can click here and check all the process. So all the internal process of FMC is running. There is some process that it's not running by default. So, but if you go back to process, we can check, for example, the CPU and all the other things. So it's a great stuff here. I think it's a good way to monitor, and we can try to investigate this more, to learn more about it. I will share this with you guys. But basically, we create two health policy, one for the FTD, one for the FMC, and to get more information about this different device, right? Because one is the management, the other one is the firewall, and that's why I like to use these two kind of health policy, and I think it's a good practice also. So we are good on this one. In the next video, we're still working with the policy. I will try to show you how the security intelligence work, how the snort process works. We can talk about how this information works. So we will go, for example, here, and this is downloaded automatically. So if you go here from security intelligence, we can have, for example, a list of that Cisco provides to us. We call it a global block list. For example, all the attackers. I think we can do that right now. So I will grab all of these ones and I'll say add it to block list. And this is just the networks, the known networks that Cisco already know by Cisco Talos, which is attackers, banking fraud, bongos, bots, command and control, crypto mining. So all of this will be added to the block list. And the same thing for the URL. So all the URLs that is known as attackers, bogon, command and control, all of this. So we added that to the block list also from any zones. So I can do from inside, from outside, but this is very important. It's something malicious. So what you're gonna do is block all of them and just save it. And then do another deploy again. So this is the basic thing. Only we have so much to talk about when we talk about access control policy. We still have in IPS, we still have in the DNS policy, the malware and file, the identity, SSL, pre-filter. So in one of the next videos, I will talk about how the package is processed as soon as it's entered the interface and until go out or be dropped. There is a lot of steps that the package pass, and in one of them it could maybe drop it or not. So thank you so much, guys, for your time today. I think we go a little bit deeper under the ACP and this configuration, but there is a lot of things to talk about when we talk about ACP. I will finish this video doing the last deploy, and that's it for today. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.